Welcome back. So in the previous task we have performed task 1 and 2, and those were initially we created this particular resource group, and then inside this we have created this staging slot, and in this video we'll be performing task 3 as well as task 4. So basically the task 3 is configuring web app deployment settings, and the task 4 is deploying code to the staging deployment slot. So we'll clone this particular repository into our local repository and try to access that using our web app. So that is what we'll be doing today. So let's go ahead and start. So initially this is the web app that we have created. So if we click that web app, so in that web app you can go to the deployment slots, click that. So this is what we have created in the previous video, but however when I was trying to give the credentials, I was not able to access it. So I created another slot. So this is a slot that we'll be using here. So this is the same thing that we have done. Just go ahead and add and just click the name here. So once it is done, you can go to this particular web app slot, and then you can go to the deployment center. So if you go to the deployment center, so here initially you'll be having so let's disconnect. Okay, instead of this, let me show you. So if you go to this web app and deployment slots, okay, web app, and let's go to this one, and if I go to this, let's disconnect it, and you can see under the source you have an option called select code source. So click that, and here you will be selecting the local git. Click the local git and just save it. So when you save it, you'll be provided with a link here. So let's save that. So I already performed these operations in other staging slot. So once I explain this in this slot, I'll then redirect to that particular staging slot. So you can see there is a Git Clone URL that we have got, and if you go to the local the credentials here, so you have to go to the user scope and make sure you give a name here. So in this case I have given Ravi 123, and you can give the password which satisfies the password criteria, where I think you have to have the capital, small, as well as a special character. So once it is done, make sure you save it. So and make note of the username as well as password that you have given. So if you go back, let's go back to our main one, which is this. So you can see there is also some beautiful graphs we have. However, let's go back here. So I have already used the commands just to make it easy when I'm recording this. So initially you have to go to the Cloud Shell. So click the Cloud Shell. See here I was getting error for this particular the other slot. So that is the reason I have created another one and tested on that. So basically so you have to click this Cloud Shell, and you have to select the PowerShell instead of Bash based on the commands that you have. So coming to the first command, where is it? Okay, here I have not used properly. So let me show you the commands. So the first stage is like you have to clone the repository from the GitHub. So this is the command for that, Git Clone. So basically it clones the remote repository containing the code for the web app. So already we have done it. So that is the reason we were not able to succeed. So if I click this repository, you can click. So this is the repository that we are going to clone. So you can see we have an index PHP. So usually this index PHP will be the default to web page. So if you click that, so you can see a message here. So it's just an echo message which says hello world. So basically we are trying to import this particular repository into our local repository, and we'll be trying to access using our web app. So that is what we'll be doing in this video. So if I go back, so this is what we have done, the first command, and the second command would be, let me paste that too. Yes. So basically this particular command sets the current location to the newly created clone of the local repository containing that web app. So this is the code, and let's add the other one. So if I click here, so you can see this is the command that we have to use next, and here you can see there is a deployment username and the git clone URL. So in the deployment username, that will be the username that we have copied just a few seconds ago. So if I go back, let me show you from here. So yeah, here you go. You can see here. So this is the particular URL that we need to use, the git clone URL, and this is my username. So if you go back here, let me minimize this, and deployment center. So this is the username, and you have to remember your password that you have given, which satisfies those criteria. So saying that, if you go back to the settings, you can see the URL. So you have to copy and paste that URL there. So once that is done, so you can see we have used this and there was no error. So coming to the next command, so this is the next command that we have used. So in the deployment username, you know, that's the username which we have given the above command. So basically these particular commands push the sample web app code from the local repository to the Azure web app staging deployment slot. So that is what it will do. So again, I have used the command and changed the name. I think here I got the error, so I just changed the name. I forgot to replace my name. So once it is done, you can see it has been processed and it was successful. And the next thing is we have to use this particular URL. So if you go back here, so so basically if you go to the overview page here, so if you go to the overview page here, you'll be finding the web app URL. You have to copy this link and you have to paste here. So when you try to do that, you were able to successfully access that particular web app, and you can see the hello world coming to the code, the GitHub that we have used before. So it was successfully done. So that is the thing we have did. So we have successfully implemented this. So using this particular repository, we were able to successfully launch into our local Git, and we were able to access that particular web app. So that's it for now. I hope you guys have understood the concept of today's video. If you've liked the video, please click the like button below, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and please share the video. In the next video, we'll be talking about swapping the staging slots. Thank you.